Good morning, CB, and welcome back to another episode of the Talon Morning News. We're your hosts, Julia Brousseau
and Taylor Payton. Today's show is filled with election updates, CB news, and some great stories.
Let's get episode 15 of season 19 started.
Hey CB sophomores, juniors, and seniors, make sure to pick up your 2019-2020 yearbook. You can drop by the LSLO to pick up your copy this week at both lunches. It's homecoming week, Falcons, which means there are activities and spirit dress all week long. To see dress code guidelines and more information on the exciting week ahead, check the Schoology homepage daily. As of this point, the election is very close and there is no clear winner yet. States are still counting votes. Apple Hill is a holiday favorite and such a fun seasonal activity to take part in with your family. Our very own Marcos Galvin brings us an informative story on how Apple Hill is adjusting to COVID-19 guidelines in order to create a family-friendly atmosphere.
With COVID-19 constantly changing our lives and affecting many businesses in our community, one annual event was able to make adjustments and remain open during this time. Apple Hill, which is located off of Highway 50 in Placerville, took steps to ensure that it would remain available to the public, especially being an event occurring only once a year. I spoke with Chris Delfino, president of the Apple Hill Growers Association, about the history and background of Apple Hill.
There was a major disease that wiped out all the pears up here. There were hundreds and hundreds of acres of pears, and a disease came in called the pear decline. And it came in and it wiped out whole orchards in a day. And so they had all these hundreds of acres of pears dying, and they needed to do something quick, or all that farming land would turn into houses. So they decided, went back and forth, and they went down to Oak Glen in Los Angeles. They found out there was farms down there going roadside on apples, and so they said, let's put apples together. And they all voted on the name Apple Hill.
I then asked him about what there is to do at Apple Hill and any accommodations made during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Now people are more aware of wearing a mask, keeping their distance, washing their hands. We have signs everywhere. We have, just like in restaurants and in grocery stores and at Costco's, we have the markers 6 feet apart. And but the difference up here is that most of it's outside. They're outside. We have so many places for people to go. Now, you're very little if it's inside. You make an order, but then you get outside. So people want to get out. They know they can't go to sporting events or concerts, things like that. They can go to Apple Hill, and there's so much to do. There's so many farm animals here that they can go see with their children. There's the forest up there. We have a beautiful up here, but a lot of farms do. And we have nature trails that people can walk around for about a mile or so and see the farm animals, see the grapes, see the apple trees. There's endless amounts of cool food to eat. There's the caramel apples, the pies.
Chris then told me how business has been this year.
Called the Friday through, it's called Columbus Day, as they still call it. And so there's 4 days in there: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the Columbus Day. And those 4 days were our biggest 4 days we've ever had. So people are coming now. They're keeping their distance from each other. They're wearing their mask. All of our employees have their mask on.
Although Apple Hill may seem far from Sacramento, it is a great place to get out of the house and enjoy the beautiful attractions it has to offer, all while remaining safe. It is definitely a fun-filled location that I would highly recommend to others. This has been Marco Scalf reporting for Talon Morning News.
La Raza is celebrating Latino Heritage Week November 1st through the 7th, and everyone is encouraged to watch videos located on Schoology to understand and get a glimpse of how Latino culture and heritage is celebrated this month. Save the date, CB. There's a Thanksgiving canned food drive drop-off on Saturday, November 7th. This is a class competition, Falcons, so if you want to win, click the bulletin on Schoology to see what items you need to bring in. Don't forget, each Wednesday, Mrs. McDougall will be providing students with tips, articles, and video clips to inspire you to take care of yourself. Morning prayers are also posted daily by students. Look out for these on Schoology. You may have seen in past KBFT announcements and on Schoology that our theater department is putting on a radio drama. Today, we have a story that will fill you in on how CB's talented theater department could make this happen.
And now we come to the thrilling final episode of our radio drama.
The Christian Brothers Theater Department looks a little different this year, but they are still going strong. I spoke to teacher Mr. Jackson about the adaptations they're making to continue giving students access to the arts through radio dramas.
Well, all of the extracurricular things are not happening, but we could do something that is a real thing that used to be done. And there are scripts out there specifically for this type of theater. So it was just a perfect fit for the era we're living in right now.
Mr. Jackson gives a brief background on the history of radio dramas.
You know, the heyday of radio drama was the 30s and 40s, and then it's ended when television came in and sort of took over from what that was.
I then spoke to Anna Duke-Majan from the class of 2023 about the nature of the shows they're doing this year.
They're two different shows, I guess.
The particular radio show we're using was a series called Suspense, so they're all kind of scary or, thrillers.
Anna describes what the audition process was like.
So for auditions, we had to record our voice reading one scene, like a short part of a scene from the script, and you had to read the two characters that were in the scene, so you had to do two different voices, which is kind of weird, because I'm not used to doing that.
Mr. Jackson then explains the logistics of the rehearsal process.
Okay, well, the cast, of course, are all at home, and we're on a meeting like this. And we've distributed to their doorstep a particular kind of microphone so that they all sound more or less the same.
After the cast has recorded the drama,
I send it over to the kids who are working on tech, and they're going to put in all the sound effects and the music and add to it to give it its full final sound.
So how does one go actually listening to these radio dramas?
When the news goes out about the links where you can go to hear it, the nice thing is you can download it, hear it anytime you want. We might premiere it at 7 p.m. on Friday the 13th in November. Good day to do a scary thing, right? But you can listen to it whenever you want. You can hear it on your earphones when you're riding your bike for exercise or driving, commuting somewhere. Or it's great. It'll be really, and you can pass it on to grandma or whatever,
Julia, I think that's the end of episode 15 of the Talon Morning News.
Sadly, it's time to close out our first live show of season 19. Taylor and I hope you're having a great time being back on campus so far.
And remember, Falcons, to continue wearing your mask properly and sanitizing when necessary. Do your part to stay safe.
Have a brilliant day, CB.